Hello, I'm Ratmir Timashev, the biggest fan of the Ohio State University, co-founder of Vim Software, and more recently of Object First. Welcome to our product launch event. I hope you enjoy what we have in store for you today. Many have asked us, what motivated you to start Object First? Ransomware was beginning to target backup data only a few years ago. Bad actors learned that backups were the last line of defense between recovery and paying up. At that time, we realized we had to create the best ransomware-proof storage for Vim users. As simple as that. A little bit of background. We see the data world as two technology layers. The first one is the data management layer, the backup, recovery, and data protection layer. And the second one is the storage layer, where the data lives in perpetuity. Vim is the best data protection and data management platform, but it is software defined and software only. Vim has always relied on its storage partners to deliver the hardware storage layer and the innovations that come with it. As a result, Vim has the largest ecosystem of storage partners and remains the best data management solution. On the other hand, technology-wise, object storage is the ideal storage for backup data because it has inherent advantages such as scalability, reliability, and a much lower cost for large data volumes. But most importantly, object storage is inherently immutable. Immutable backups are not only the last, but the best defense against ransomware. For these reasons, we strongly believe that object storage is the future of backup and data security. And this company, Object First, is best positioned to disrupt the data protection storage industry. I'm so excited to announce that our new solution is finally generally available today. It is called Ootbi, which stands for out-of-the-box immutability. If you were to have one takeaway from today's event, this guy, Ootbi, is your best in-house ransomware immutability expert. Ootbi is a backup target storage appliance designed specifically for Vim users to be simple, powerful, and affordable. It keeps your data secure no matter what. Through much testing and learning, we built something unique and truly put it through its paces to deliver something powerful and affordable that further simplifies the Vim's admin's day-to-day experience. If you are a Vim customer and need more backup capacity, think about Object First.
Thanks, Ratmir, and hello again to our viewers, and welcome to the Object First launch event. My name's Anthony Cusimano, Technical Marketing Director at Object First, and I'm going to be your guide throughout this event. Now, firstly, I want to thank all of you for taking the time out of your schedule and joining us today. Now, rather than us talking to you the whole time, I want you all to participate as well. So let's start with an easy one. Tell us where you are in the world right now in the chat. Throughout the event, feel free to share your thoughts, your questions, your comments, and we'll either respond to them directly, live, or live in our post-show. Now, we have so much to do and so much to see, so let's queue up our next speaker. Our very own CEO of Object First, David Bennett, is about to drop some knowledge on us. Take it away, David.
Hello, I'm David Bennett, CEO of Object First. Firstly, I wanted to thank you again for joining us today. We have a lot to share and a little time to do it, so let's jump right in. Ratmir has already walked you through why he and Andre founded Object First, and why I'm going to talk a little bit more about who we are and what we're announcing today. Our goal, ransomware-proof and immutable out of the box, Object First delivers simple, powerful, and affordable backup storage for Vim. Today, we're excited to announce how we reached that goal with our general availability of our product. Ootbi, object-based storage designed explicitly for Vim to be ransomware-proof out of the box. Businesses fall victim to ransomware every 11 seconds. And just as Ratmir stated, backups are the target. Ootbi delivers built-in immutability and reduces the risk of ransomware encrypting backup data. Ootbi is simple. For as long as I've been working in this industry, I've known that IT admins are resource constrained. and never have enough time to focus on high-value strategic initiatives. Ootbi can be racked, stacked, and installed in minutes, not hours or days. It's so easy to do that our marketing team can do it, and they have. Ootbi's simplicity also means that when it comes time to expand or speed up your storage, you can quickly scale performance and capacity in minutes by adding another node. Simplicity is only half the equation. Data loss, downtime are not tolerated in any size organization. Ensuring data is protected and instantly recoverable is critical. Ootbi is designed and optimized to provide maximum backup and recovery performance. And I'm sure you're all wondering, how much will this cost? IT departments are no strangers to being asked to do more with less, and solutions must fit their narrow budgets and envelopes. Ootbi eliminates the need to sacrifice performance, availability, and recoverability to meet budget constraints. We've worked to ensure unbeatable price-performance ratio that provides the power of top-tier integrated systems at budget-friendly prices. Make sure you have a conversation with your favorite Veeam reseller to find out all the details. As CEO, I cannot begin to say how excited I am to announce Ootbi's general availability. Everyone here has worked hard to ensure that your object-first journey is as awesome and as easy as using Veeam. We cannot wait to hear your stories, and we know that with Ootbi by Object First, you can rest easy knowing your Veeam backups are ransomware-proof with our out-of-the-box immutable object storage.
Thanks, David. Now, if you're having trouble getting the name Ootbi out of your head, join the club. I find myself just saying it over and over again in the most random of places. Ootbi. Ootbi. Moving on, our next speaker also happens to be my boss, so please let him know I'm doing a great job. And in return, he'll give you the scoop on Ootbi. Please welcome VP of Marketing, Tony Liao. Give us that Ootbi scoop, Tony.
Hey, thanks, Anthony. And thanks again to everybody for your time today. As Ratmir and David stated, we really can't underestimate the effects of ransomware and how important being resilient against ransomware is. Because backups are now the primary target for bad actors, they're literally the number one target now, immutability is 100% a requirement for backup storage. We designed Ootbi around object storage and leverage object lock to provide immutability right out of the box. By default, no extra steps, no extra config needed. We engineered Ootbi with a hardened operating system and no root access to protect the integrity of your data and remove the risk of social engineering or even attack from inside your organization. All of this together makes Ootbi ransomware proof. We want users to always be able to confidently recover their data if and when ransomware strikes. And frankly, it's going to strike. But what really separates us from the other backup storage options out there, and specifically, what really separates us from the other object storage vendors is our approach to product design. Typically, object storage has been feature-rich and designed for use with cloud, with Kubernetes, and with enterprise apps serving lots of transactions with multiple distributed architectures. To put it simply, the solutions out there are really good at sending little bits of data to many, many places. And all of the current on-prem solutions focus on serving large enterprises, and they're not optimized for single applications like backup and restore, which, in contrast, is the exact opposite. It requires sending lots of data to just a couple of places. So by packaging enterprise features and capabilities that are frankly over-designed for backup and recovery, these other solutions end up being super complex, they end up being super expensive, and they all need much more management and much more overhead, taking much more of your valuable time. So how do we do it at Object First? Not only are we taking advantage of Veeam's latest Smart Object Storage API in vNext, we stripped away all of the unnecessary bells and whistles of object storage, and we created a solution that was specifically tailored for data protection, and even more specifically, designed and optimized for Veeam. The result is Ootbi, blazing fast performance with ingest speeds of up to 4 gigabytes per second on a full cluster, and recovery performance so fast you wouldn't believe it that it supercharges Veeam Instant Recovery with the ability to run failed workloads directly from Ootbi just like that. This all happens in a solution that delivers the easiest and most cost-effective backup storage on the market. This is why we're so proud to be introducing Ootbi today and truly believe we've built the best storage for Veeam, hands down. Back to you, Anthony.
Thanks, Tony. Now, everyone should be on the same page when it comes to Object First and Ootbi, but this launch was a monumental effort for quite a few people, many of which aren't even employees here. I'm talking about the generous partners who volunteered to beta test Ootbi before it even had a name. Now, before I let them tell you about their experience, I just wanted to take a moment and thank everyone outside of Object First who helped beta test our product and gave feedback. Your support was invaluable, and we cannot thank you enough. So one more time, thanks. Now, our partners really put in the work for the first beta. So let's hear what they had to say about their experience.
Hi, my name is Scott Lillis, President and CEO of the Lillis Technology Group. My company is a Veeam accredited services partner and Partner of the Year for 2 years running. We're also an Object First launch partner, and we're thrilled to be partnered with Object First. We've had this solution in our lab for a couple of months now and are really impressed with the capability, the speed, the security, ease of use, really all the things that you'd expect from the same pedigree that founded Veeam. Having that lineage and relationship, I think, is going to help create some tremendous synergies and drive innovation and iteration to react to market demands. So we're really excited to position Object First as the best object-based repository for Veeam and deliver that value to our clients. Thank you.
Hi everyone, Alan Mosley here with Aero Electronics talking to you about Object First. Object First is a 2U appliance that provides either 64 or 128 terabytes of usable on day one. It integrates natively with Veeam version 12, which allows you to have on-prem S3 compatible type storage for all your backups, regardless if you're backing up structured or unstructured data. And because it's an API target-based solution only accessible by Veeam, it provides a digital fortress so that through native applications as in Veeam, only that data can be written to it and restored from using Veeam. More importantly, it provides immutability so that when you set retention of days or weeks, whatever, using the Veeam application, that data is not eligible to be truncated or removed prematurely. And this solution can be paired up with another Object First solution so that you really have two types of a primary and then a remote or a target-based solution for which Veeam could then replicate the backups, the S3 objects from the primary to the target. Great solution, up and running in 45 minutes, rack, stack, power, ping, and then we register the IP address to Veeam and off to the races we were running with that first backup. We've been using it for 2 months now. Our 10 gig NIC provides great speeds and feeds, so certainly give it the time of day, give it the consideration. We think it's a great solution for all your Veeam version 12 backups. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Matt Bullock, and I'm the CEO of ProDatix. We're a Veeam certified architect partner based in Phoenix, Arizona. We've been an Object First beta tester for the last 4 months, working out of our data center, and it has passed every test and helped us to look really good for some of our test clients. They've standardized on the Veeam backup software product, which is the best. You know, what's interesting is that we want to go to cloud and our clients want to go to cloud, and that's good, but there's still a need, and will be for a very long time, for an on-prem solution. The Object First storage server meets that requirement to provide rock solid and bulletproof backup immutable object storage. And we're already talking to our clients, and they're excited that there is a solution that can help them recover on-prem to meet their 3-2-1 obligation.
Hi, I'm John Quinn. I'm a principal with Wade & Technology Solutions. As a Veeam customer and partner and service provider, we're always looking for the next best technology to protect our customers' data. Well, we've found it with Object First. The Object First architecture is affordable for small and medium-sized businesses, but at the same time, it scales to the enterprise. So it's tightly integrated with Veeam, which is extremely important to us because they're one of our strategic partners. The fact that my team can install the appliances quickly, configure the software in minutes, and we're off protecting data is a strategic advantage for us. It also has high performance, not only for the backups, but for those instant on recoveries that everybody needs in 5 minutes. But most importantly, it has eliminated that risk of ransomware with built-in immutability. So we're really looking forward to taking this journey along with Object First to further protect our customers' data.
I tell you what, technical partners made our lives easier these last few months, and I'm sure they're going to do the same for you once you start chatting them up about Ootbi. Our partners weren't the only external group that got to play with the Ootbi in beta. The fine folks at ESG also got a chance to put Ootbi through its paces, and they wanted to give you all their take. So let's hear what they have to say.
Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I want to talk to you today about cyber resiliency. Ransomware is not slowing down. It's exposing not only production data, but also backup data. As a matter of fact, recent research from the Enterprise Strategy Group shows that 43% of organizations are very concerned that their backup could be affected by a ransomware event, making recovery absolutely impossible. So that's why we're here today. We're very happy to talk about a great new solution and really explain what this appliance will be able to do for Veeam users. Before we go into some more details about this, first of all, why is ransomware such an issue? Why not just pay the ransom, Vinny?
Yeah, well, we found that paying a ransom doesn't guarantee you get all your data back. In fact, our research shows only 14% of respondents reported being able to restore 100% of their data after an attack. And organizations often experience additional extortion attempts after the initial attack. I believe that's why 40% of respondents say backup infrastructure security plays a critical role as preventative security controls.
Okay, Vinny, so let's talk about Object First for a minute here. Can you walk us through the solution, its characteristics, and in your opinion, what makes it so special?
Sure. So it was created for mid-market Veeam users who manage mid-sized enterprises, and obviously they have limited IT resources. It provides Veeam with a defense against ransomware through seamless, immutable storage integration. And we found the UI was easy to use and intuitive, and it was quick to set up and manage the device. And it doesn't need babysitting after deployment. Current Veeam users would say it just works. Additionally, it's designed with performance needed to handle data protection requirements for the mid-sized enterprise. It can scale up to 0.5 petabyte of storage with up to 4 gigabytes per second of ingest speed on a 4-node cluster.
This is not just a new appliance. This is also a company that was founded by veterans in the industry, people who know quite a bit about backup and recovery and certainly know Veeam very well. Object First as a company has a mission, which is really to provide the best immutable backup solutions designed for ransomware protection, cyber resilience, and really leveraging object storage. This is really the way to build a resilient infrastructure against data loss in general, but for sure, ransomware. So we're very happy to welcome the Object First appliance for Veeam to the market, and we wish you good luck. I think it's solving a big issue for many organizations, and Veeam users are really going to benefit from this solution. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thanks, Christoph and Vinny. Always great to hear the good word from ESG. Now, they did the technical validation for Object First Ootbi, but I'm sure you'd like to see it for yourself. My main man, Ryan Post, lead sales engineer, is here to demo all things Ootbi. Show us what you got, Ryan.
Thanks for that great introduction, Anthony. And again, my name is Ryan Post, senior sales engineer here at Object First, and I'm excited to jump into Ootbi and show you the ransomware-proof, right-out-of-the-box capabilities that's going to provide simplicity to your Veeam backup or replication repositories. So we're going to go ahead and jump on in. I'm here on our web UI login page, which gets created based on an Object First username and a password that you set through our text user interface after an Ootbi appliance has been racked and stacked into your infrastructure. So we'll go ahead and log in here. And with that, it's going to bring us right into the dashboard. And as you can see, starting off with simplicity, it's going to point us right where we need to go to get this Ootbi appliance set up. And the first thing is S3 keys. So we'll click there. We're going to go ahead and create the key because it has guided us right there again. And we'll go ahead and call this Ootbi launch. So now let's create the S3 key. If you're not familiar with S3 keys, this is essentially the handshake process between an application to the Ootbi appliance in order for it to send data to it. So we'll go ahead and close. Next, we're going to jump in, follow this guide, and create the S3 buckets. So S3 buckets are where Veeam is going to send its backups to Ootbi. So we'll go ahead and create bucket, and we're going to go ahead and call it Ootbi. And so one thing I want to point out here on this particular step, we have enabled versioning by default. Again, right out of the box, ransomware proof immutability, because we enabled it right here for you. You don't have to think about it as an additional setting when creating that bucket. So we'll create, and that's it. It's actually going to guide us again right to the dashboard. So we'll go to the dashboard as it recommends, and it's going to ask us to select and copy this S3 endpoint, because this is what's going to be used inside Veeam backup or replication when we add Ootbi as a backup repository. So let's go ahead and copy. It's copied. We are good to go. So we'll jump over into Veeam backup or replication, and let's add this as a backup repository. So I'm already on my backup repositories area here. We'll go ahead and add. And because we are object storage with Ootbi, we're going to go ahead and select object storage. We are going to fall under the S3 compatible option, and we're going to go ahead and call it Ootbi launch. And because I have copied, I should say, we can now paste the service point that we copied from the web UI. I'm going to leave the region default here just based on S3 API. It does require something to be in that region. And then we're going to go ahead and select credentials, and we're going to add new. So I do need to jump back over to the web UI, and let's grab those S3 keys. So I'm going to go ahead and show details here. We add a little layer of protection of adding the username and password again, and we'll go ahead and confirm, and that brings us to the access key. We'll go ahead and copy, jump back over, not to provide too much screen whiplash here, and we'll jump back over, grab the secret access key, and we'll plug that in as well. So we'll click OK. We have it selected. We'll go ahead and click Next. So on the next step here, this is where we're going to have the bucket selection. And I'm going to go ahead and select the Ootbi bucket that is sitting out there. And we'll go ahead and choose the folder that is in here as well. We do need to create a folder, so we'll go and call this Ootbi. And click OK. So from here, you have other options that you may have seen before with other object storage platforms. But we'll go ahead and click Next. And I did that on purpose. I wanted to show that we are going to force that immutability because you selected it when you created the bucket. So we'll click OK. And we'll choose make up the recent backups immutable, and we'll just throw in 7 days for this example. We'll click Next. And from here, it's really the same selections you have for other repositories within Veeam, the mount server, the cache folder for instant recovery. And we'll go ahead and apply. So one thing I want to point out is that we are leveraging within Veeam Backup or Replication version 12, their new API called the Smart Object Storage API, and that's what's allowing Veeam to write directly to Ootbi. And we are the first vendor fully taking advantage of this API from Veeam. So once this completes, we'll go ahead and finish out, and we'll create a quick job to actually run towards the Ootbi appliance. Now, if you actually take a look in the background, and once we finish out here, I want to point out that we are S3 integrated. This means we are fully supporting the Smart Object Storage API from Veeam. So let's jump in the home section. Let's create a quick job here real quick for a couple virtual machines. And we'll go ahead and click Next. We're going to select the virtual machines. You've seen this before, probably done this a million times within your environment. We'll go ahead and click Next. And we're going to choose the Ootbi repository that we just created. I'm going to keep everything default here for the rest of the job so we can get this kicked off and point out some of the powerful capabilities that come with the Ootbi appliance. So we have the job. I went ahead and kicked it off, so it should be starting here shortly. We're going to pull up the statistics window, kind of have this ready to go to look at. But let's jump over to our web UI to talk a little bit more about the simplicity of our interface that you may want to see. So I want to look at a lot of information about the cluster. So if we take a look at the nodes, we have called this particular node Ootbi 01. We can see basic information here just to get at a glance of what's used, what's free in regards to the repository space. I also want to take a look at the networking, because this is important when it comes to how powerful we can be within the infrastructure. And with the powerfulness, we're able to see that there are 2 network connections here in regards to this particular Ootbi appliance. And we have two physical connections, the .62 to the .63 into our network. So if we actually take a look back at the job, we actually load balance across these two network connections. So if I expand out this domain controller, we can see that that is actually communicating across the .62. But if you remember, we actually put in a 172.168.3.71 for the service point. So it's actually going and load balancing across all the physical connections that are available. So we can have multi-node clusters up to 4. So if you think about that, that full 4-node cluster would allow 8 physical connections that the Veeam backup proxies can send data to. And that's how we can leverage a lot of these speeds. And we should see this start to ramp up as the VMs start to process. You can see that it's still preparing some of the Veeam infrastructure in order to run these backups. So let's talk about those disks, because if we jump over there real quick, under disks, we can see that we have the Ootbi 01, and we can see that we have quite a few spinning disks here. We have a RAID 6 set up, 8+2 for the parity. We also then have the hot spare. So we have that built in to replace if a disk was to go down. We have an entire support process to help with getting that replaced and getting a new disk over to you. But we can also see that we have the NVMe cache. This is where we are sustaining those speeds, again, ingesting that data from the Veeam backup proxy. And this is we should see ramp up and get close and over 1 gigabyte per second speed. And that's essentially what we get per node, is that 1 gigabyte per second. So we see it's starting to ramp up. If we actually take a look at the job itself, it is showing within Veeam 1 gigabyte per second. We can see we're sitting at 99% for 2 of these virtual machines being completed. The last one here, starting the process. So again, sustaining that 1 gigabyte per second speed. So we'll wait for that job to complete, because I do want to show off the immutability and how that protects those backups when someone maybe accidentally deletes. They're not able to. Now that the job's complete, let's jump over and see if we can actually delete it from the Veeam backup and replication console here. So here's that Ootbi launch. I'm going to choose one single VM. We'll try this domain controller. We'll delete from disk. So we're checking for the objects, going out there. It's talking with the object first node. It's going to go start processing those requests to delete the backup of DC01 that we just created. It's going to take a little bit of time here. Right there, unable to delete because it is immutable. So we'll go ahead and close out. And with that, that is the demo of Ootbi. We want to make sure that everything is simple. We want to make sure it provides powerful capabilities, but most importantly, the ransomware proof right out of the box immutability. And with that, I'll throw it back over to Anthony.
You rock, Ryan. Many of you may have sat in on one of Ryan's webinars in the last few months, and that man just knows how to give a slam jam of a demo. Thanks for showing us what's up. Our next guest needs no introduction. I think he's almost as famous as Beyonce. That's right, we got the one and only Rick Vanover from Veeam to pop in and tell us his take on Object First. Give us the good word, Rickatron.
Thanks, Anthony. It's a pleasure to participate in the Object First launch. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. So I'm Rick Vanover. I'm on the product strategy team here at Veeam. I'm going into my 13th year here at Veeam, and this is truly one of the most exciting things I've ever been a part of in all of my time, and it's really associated with Veeam Backup and Replication V12. So excited. This is by far the biggest release we've ever done, and object storage is central. By far the most anticipated capability is the direct object storage capability, and it really has great effects throughout the ecosystem, and that's really one of the reasons why you watching this and me are here today. So it actually, let's start with a question. Why is object storage now the right choice, the best choice for backups? Well, I think the public cloud gave us a lot of good things, right? Scalability, low cost per gigabyte, and then, different types of resiliency. But we really, as a market, we like those characteristics, and we want to see that on premises as well. I talk all the time about the multiple copies, the 3-2-1 rule. I talk about locality, having all the data in the right places. And so there's really this great opportunity now. So for on-premises, what could be better than having all of those characteristics on your own data center. So that's really a great market move that's being solved by Object First. And I talk to a lot of people that still aren't really sure object storage, block-based storage, file-based storage. Now I think the options are so rich, but you have some really good opportunities here with version 12, and Object First is jumping on it for sure. So let's start first about something that you probably don't know about, and this is really central to Veeam. And I've always said here at Veeam that partnerships are in Veeam's DNA. There's a new API, the Smart Object Storage API, that has been provided to certain partners, including Object First, where they can build their object storage implementation around some knowledge of the Veeam backup. So this is one of those really small things that can make a very large difference in your overall experience, and then use the object storage and the underlying hardware to the best ability of the platform. So this is a great integration that's completely transparent to the Veeam market. And if you're looking at Object First, this is something that'll make a big difference in your overall performance, data locality, and things like that. But probably the most important thing about object storage that in my professional practice I talk to people about all the time is the resiliency aspect. This is the fundamental reason why organizations nowadays take backups. It's to recover. And the threats are more. So we need to think about being able to recover from really critical incidents such as ransomware. One of the best techniques that are built right into object storage platforms, including Object First, is immutability. And I had a chance to set an Object First array up in the lab. Very, very easy to do, and you get that object immutability right from the start. And coupling that with V12's direct object storage capability, it is great stuff. I'm really excited about that. But I should also highlight probably one of the more softer elements that go on with selecting storage nowadays, and that's ease of use. I mean, I've been a practicing IT pro, and I've been at Veeam for a long time now, but I still administer a lab and I'm still responsible for things to run. But the ease of use, the simplicity, I can tell you this is the easiest storage system I have personally ever set up, from box to backups in just a few minutes. I like that. But anyways, it was very easy to set up, coupled with Veeam Backup and Replication's ease of use. I mean, this is something that's so refreshing in the market. There's so many things that draw on, the backup administrator, the IT pro, the IT manager. So many things draw on our time, and complexity of just getting started shouldn't be one of them. So I really think that, if you got the ease of use of Veeam and what I've seen on the Object First array, that was really easy to set up. Very, very welcome for your day-to-day. I know it was for mine. So if you're like me, you are excited for this new platform. You are excited for Veeam Backup and Replication V12, and so are we. So I'm very thankful for a quick moment of your time, and back to you, Anthony.
Thanks, Rick. Now, our event is almost over, but we have one more segment we'd like to show you, and it's all about you. Lauren Greenfield, Head of Customer Experience, is about to tell you all about it. Get it, Lauren?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for the introduction, Anthony. My name is Lauren Greenfield. I'm the Customer and Partner Success Manager here at Object First. Throughout today, you've heard a lot about simplicity. That's because it is such a crucial component for what we want to achieve here at Object First. Not only do we want our product to be simple, we want to emulate that simplicity throughout our company, and especially when we're interacting with you, our customer. The beauty of a startup is that we get a clean slate on how we design and implement processes. We intentionally designed how we do things at Object First to be simple and effective and with our customers top of mind. We want customers to avoid jumping through unnecessary hoops in order to answer a question or find information. As Ratmir mentioned, he saw a space in the market to create a product to fill in the gaps that you as a customer are currently experiencing. The reason for the creation of Object First is you. The foundation of our company is you. And that's how we've developed our processes here, and that's what you can expect when you interact with us. We aim to be accessible and personable, driving a relationship-focused experience, and at the end of the day, making sure our top priority, our customer, is absolutely delighted with their experience when interacting with the Object First family and Ootbi. I'm so excited to meet everyone and for everyone to officially meet Ootbi. Thank you.
Thanks, Lauren, and thank you all for joining us today. We hope you found this to be equally fun and educational. Throughout this event, you've learned all about how ransomware-proof and immutable, out-of-the-box Ootbi by Object First delivers simple, powerful, and affordable backup storage for Veeam customers. Now, if you have more questions, we will happily answer them all in our post-show. Matt Price and I are going to be in there. Come hang out with us. It'll be a lot of fun. And for all of the rest of you, have a great week, and we hope to hear from you soon. Remember, when you think about Veeam, think about Object First. Thanks.